Dan Rutsey didn't do the warm-up. Did he train today?
Yeah, today we had a bit of a managed day today, so I think Raz and Robbie didn't train today, but they did some hands on the sideline, and they'll be ready to train on Thursday.
So does that put him in any doubt at all?
Nah, no doubt at all. Just today was a managed session, and they were on the receiving end of some light work, so they didn't train. They'll be ready on Thursday.
Can you see any changes being made to the winning formula?
Yeah, it's a tough one. The Sanford boys had a hit out on the weekend, and Peps and Mitch and Harts and Tom Cleary played really well, and they'll be pushing their name for selection, and we're very lucky we've got those options coming through. So it'll be up to the selection committee on Thursday to work out if there are any changes.
You kicking inside 50 a lot, Tuesday. Do you prefer kicking to 4 tall forwards or 3 tall forwards?
Yeah, well, you usually only kick it to one at a time, but it is good, having 4 talls, and we also do play really well when there are 3 talls. We've just got such good players at their feet as well, which can hit the scoreboard. So there's a variety of options, and as I said, it'll be up to the selection committee to see which way we go this week.
Have you noticed a balance which works better when you're out there playing?
I think it depends on who you're playing. On the weekend we showed that having the smaller sort of forward line worked really well for us, and then in weeks gone by we've seen games where Pisty, Toddy, Mitch and Dicko can all hit the scoreboard as well. So it'll be tough going for selection this week.
Dan, how do you feel about the timing of your milestone preliminary final? Does it sit with you well that it's a big game for a milestone game?
Yeah, it's an interesting one coming up in a prelim, but it's sort of good because it takes the focus away from me and more so on the team, which is good. And I'm really looking forward just to getting out into a prelim and putting my best foot forward this week.
We've asked you a million times where you're best suited in the side. Have you come to an answer yet as to where you're most comfortable playing?
Yeah, I think at the moment with the team that we've got, my attribute is sort of my kicking and run off half back, and I think playing in defence is best at the moment. And then as we go through the year, if there are injuries and stuff, being able to go through the midfield, and we've seen the season that Carl Amon has put together this year going into the mid. So I think my best position is down back at the moment.
12 months on, why do you think you're better for this preliminary final than you were last year?
I think we've just got a better version of ourselves. We've all sort of taken, a leap forward in our game and a leap forward as a person, and we're ready to, put ourselves back out there and know that we're in a better position to embrace what comes at us this time round.
Do you reflect on last year's? Is it worth going back and revisiting some things there to?
Yeah, definitely. During the week we've gone back through last year and what we thought we could have improved on, and we thought it was a pretty close game, but probably our composure during the game hurt us a little bit, and we'll be looking to use what we learned from last year, all the little things to help us be a better team this time around.
So what's the big learning lesson about a preliminary final compared to any other final?
It's a big game, it's high pressure, and we feel like we're a really strong, connected group that does the little things really well, and that's what it'll come down to on the weekend. And we feel like we've taken a step forward from last year, and we'll be looking to do that on the weekend.
Nathan Bassett yesterday described it as the scariest game in a player's life, the preliminary final. Is he right? Is that your memory of it?
Oh, I can see why. I think leading into a grand final potentially, you don't want to sort of put yourself in a bad position going into that, but you also need to win the game and you also need to play well. So it is a bit daunting, but with fear there also comes bravery, and we feel like we're building towards being brave this weekend.
As a defender, how do you scout Pontus Pelus if he's perhaps left as a forward this week rather than working as a midfielder? Yeah,
we haven't talked about it too much, but we'll be expecting that they put their best team forward, and he's 100% fit at this stage. So, but if he does come down forward, we'll deal with that later in the week.
When do the nerves kick in for you, mate?
I think when you're at the captain's run on Friday, and then you sort of start actually talking about the game and what it means to us and what it means to the team and all the older boys, it starts to really make you a little bit nervous, and it starts to hit home that it is actually happening.
You hear players say you don't want to get caught up playing the game before you play it. You don't want to experience the nerves. How do you deal with, again, a massive occasion for you in the club? How do you personally stay calm and make sure you don't get ahead of it?
Yeah, it's a tough one. You don't want to, as you said, get too far ahead in your head about what the game means. But I think just doing what I can control this week and training really well, doing all the little things and making sure I'm ticking every single box to play well this weekend and leave the rest up to luck.
Is it healthy to think about potentially a win and maybe prepare for some positive moments? Do you allow yourself to do that?
Yeah, I think you've got a dream, but you don't want to be complacent at the same time. You don't want to think too far ahead and take your eyes off the game. You want to be in the moment and try and stay in the moment for as long as you can.
How much does that round 23 game against the Bulldogs have relevance today? Does it, because you won it, does it give you the confidence of what you've got to do this week, or does it just fall away?
Yeah, it's got a little bit of relevance. I mean, they're still the same side, and they'll be looking to do similar things. But I thought, the scoreboard didn't necessarily reflect how we played. The scoreboard was a lot closer than what we felt like. So, we felt like we were pretty dominant, and we'll look to try and play the same and hopefully kick a little bit straighter.
Back on the Bond, who are the boys in the back line that usually get like a Bond or a Dusty or one of the sort of big midfielders when they rest forward?
Yeah, I think players like Tom Jonas, Trent McKenzie usually get that hybrid type who can play tall and also play small as well. So if Bond does go down forward, it might be one of those two that take him, and also Ryan Burton's put his name forward in the last few weeks to plant a really dangerous forward.
You had a lot of issues with your shoulder earlier in the year. Does that, first of all, do you think you're fully over it? Second of all, do you think that took a few weeks, months to feel where you are today?
Yeah, I'm obviously fully over it now, and it did set me back for a few weeks physically and also mentally. It was a bit of strain on me, and it was always in the back of my head. But now I'm out the other side, and I'm trying to build my form towards the back half of the year.
Dan, you weren't a high draft pick when you came into the system. You must reflect back and be pretty proud of what you've done so far.
Yeah, definitely. I think you think every now and then about where you've come and where you are now, and being a late rookie pick and playing my 100th game this weekend, it does come around pretty quick and surprise you a bit. But I feel like I've worked very hard to get to this point, and I've made my own luck in that terms.
Can you describe what having three half-back flankers like to bite off difficult kicks, like the three of you seem to do? Can you describe what difference that makes to a football team?
Yeah, I think we try and get the ball into attacking spots in the ground, and we work as a team and base ourselves on getting balls into dangerous positions so that we can all get involved. And having Riley and Ryan as well that can also do that just shares a load and makes us a lot more dangerous.
What's the feeling like at the moment among those boys that are vying for selection? Is there any way you could describe it?
Yeah, I think everyone's a bit on edge this week. Everyone wants to play, but everyone's really excited for one another. There's players who are playing their first prelim, and we all know that it's a tight selection spot at the moment. So it's a good spot to be in, and some boys will be disappointed come Thursday, and some will be excited. But we'll get around each other and stay connected and tight.
Yeah, and it feels like there's a sense of calm around the place. Like you speak to your teammates and stuff in the weeks leading up to the first final, and now it feels like there's a real sense of calm leading into the prelim. How much does that help, firstly? And secondly, is it just a matter of you guys now feeling like you really belong and deserve to be here?
Yeah, it's definitely pretty calm, and we also have come off a week off, so we're a little bit more relaxed, and we're ready to get into a prelim, and it's definitely helped us going forward, knowing that we've been in this position before and we know what to expect. And having such a young group with some really experienced older heads just makes us a lot more calmer.
When you talk about what to expect, was there something last year that perhaps you didn't expect now that you know to look out for?
I think just the unknown, the crowd, the big occasion and how much it means. You probably don't really understand that till you play it, until you miss out. And this time round we feel like we know exactly what it means, yeah.
Be remiss of us not to ask about the crowd. You happy with the 26.5 or whatever it is?
Yeah, I think half a stadium of Port supporters will be loud enough, definitely. But yeah, it's good that we can get some sort of crowd in. And last time we played with 6,000 less, and it was very loud. So we're rapt that we can get half a stadium in this time.
Dan, do you take any confidence knowing you've had a bit of a rest, a bit of a calm week compared to the Dogs who are taking the long way to the prelim?
Yeah, definitely getting the fresher legs and a few days off to mentally get away from the game as well has been really important for our group. And as you said, the Dogs gone the hard way and potentially have a few injuries. We feel like we're in a good spot, fresh, and we're ready to go. Yeah.
Do you think they might be a bit fatigued, or do you hope?
Potentially, it was a close game and it did go right to the end, so they could be. But who knows? We'll find out on Saturday night.